My cat is literally going crazy with the zoomies right now. Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I will be going over all of the books that I want to read in March as a mood reader. So once again, I did not use my TBR jar. I just went through my physical collection, and I also went through my list for my 2025 priority reads as well as my 2025 anticipated new releases and chose from those books. So, jumping right into it, I have Saving Six by Chloe Walsh. This is book 3 in the Boys of Tommen series. I've read Binding and Keeping 13, and I love both of those books so much. I love Johnny and Shannon. It's taken me a while to get to the next book because Binding and Keeping 13 were pretty heavy. Like, there was some trauma that went on, and it's not an easy, light, fluffy read by any means. So I have to be like kind of like in the right headspace for that. And I think it's time. This is a book that is on my top priority reads for 2025. You'll see that there are a few on that list. I've been really intentional when choosing my TBRs to really knock down that list as much as I can. So, first book, Saving Six by Chloe Walsh. Next, I have Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. Look at this copy. This edition came from the Probably Smut subscription. It is a hardcover. I've only been with Probably Smut for a few months, but all of the books that I've received from them have been paperback. So I was really excited to see that I got a hardcover book from them. And this is, I love it. It's a really nice cover. I don't think there was anything too special on the inside. Oh, except for this. There's like a little note from the author. I don't know if that's showing up. Next, I have The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. This is another book on my priority list for 2025. I've read one Kristen Hanna book for the last several months, so I am slowly chipping away at her books. They are deep and heavy, though, and they're pretty chunky. I feel like her books take me a little bit longer than a lot of the other books that I read. Usually it takes me about like a week to get through her books, where usually I can get through a book within like 2 or 3 days. It's just heavier, so it's like it's more to digest, you know what I mean? So this is already 2 books from my priority TBR for the year. So we're doing really well. Next, this book I literally just picked up yesterday from Barnes. This is Legendborn. This has been on my radar for a few months now. This is the Barnes exclusive edition with the really cute edges. Those are swords. I don't know a lot about this book, but I think I really don't want to read the back. I really don't want to read the back. But it says, a searing modern tale of grief, power, and self-discovery. I've heard good things about this book. I want to say there was like underlining, is it racism? Oh God, like don't quote me. Her mother dies in an accident. Yes, I remember that part. Uh, and my mother has passed away. So when I see things like that, like those kind of storylines, I don't know, like I kind of gravitate those because I'm like, yo, I get it. Like I get that. So anyway, Legendborn. I do have book 2 as well. So I didn't put that on my list or like on the additional books that I put on the radar, but like I probably will end up putting this on like the additional radar books, book 2. But anyway, Legendborn by Tracy Dion. Okay, next is Gothic Canna by Runix. Not sure how you say that. Runix. I purchased this book literally a year ago. So my mom's birthday was yesterday, February 26th. And as I mentioned, she passed away. And I remember last year I decided to treat myself. Actually, I treated myself yesterday. I did go to Barnes. So, like, I did break my band for that. But I feel like that should be allowed, okay? Like on my birthday, on a holiday, that should be allowed to treat myself to a book or two, okay? So last year on her birthday, I purchased this book. I went into Target and I was like, if my mom was here, what would she pick for me? And I just went based on that. And at the time, I was not reading fantasy at all. I just saw this. I saw the title says Gothic Canna. It has a rose. My mom had a rose tattoo. I have a rose tattoo there now, with a butterfly on it in honor of her. But she liked gothic stuff, and that's not me at all. Like, it's not my style at all. And I believe the mother of the main female character also passed away in this story. My mom's favorite color is purple. I don't know. I saw this on the shelf in Target last year, and I was like, yeah, I feel like she would have chosen that. Like, this is the book she would have chosen. And it's just been sitting on my shelf ever since. And in honor of her, I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and let me throw this on my TBR and try to get to it. I feel intimidated by this book for some reason. Like, I've seen so many mixed reviews. Some people literally hate it so much, while others loved it. So I'll see where, you know, I am on that scale. So Gathakana, it says a tale of dark romance. Oh gosh, I'm not a dark romance girly either. I've not really read too much dark romance. I've read a couple here and there, but not much. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Next, I have Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. This will be my very first Brandon Sanderson book, and I'm super excited. I have four other books of his on my shelf. I wasn't sure where to start. Like, I know he has this huge epic fantasy series, and I'm like, oh no, like I don't know if I should just jump right into it. So I decided, my cat is going crazy in the background. I decided this might be a good place to start. Plus, it's green, and March gives green, like Irish. Uh, what am I trying to say? St. Patty's Day, green. So I decided, it might be the time. It might be the time to jump into the Brandon Sanderson universe. The other two books I don't physically have yet because they are new releases. Wild Love by Elsie Silver, that'll be released on March 4th, I believe. That is also on my 2025 most anticipated reads of the year. I'm really looking forward to that. I love Elsie Silver. The last two books on my TBR, like my priority March TBR, I don't physically have yet because they haven't yet been released. The first one being Wild Love by Elsie Silver. This is on my most anticipated new releases of 2025. I love Elsie Silver. I love the Chestnut Spring series. I love this series that she has now, Rose. What's it called? Rose Hill, maybe? Don't quote me on that, but it's up there. I don't know if you could see right there. I love the first two books, so I'm really looking forward to Wild Love. Is this the last book in the series? I'm not sure, but I do have another series of her on my physical TBR that she wrote like first. I think it's her first series that she ever wrote. I still have to get to that. So once I finish Wild Love, maybe I'll jump into that series. But anyway, March 4th, I'm really looking forward to her newest release, Wild Love. Then the other book that I don't yet have is The Strawberry Patch Pancake House by Laurie Gilmore. She wrote The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, I believe it's called. It's part of that series. That'll be released, I believe, on March 18th. So yes, I'm looking forward to that as more of like a palate cleanser because some of these are heavy. Like I have The Great Alone. I think Gothic Canna might be really dark. Deep End, I believe, is super spicy. Saving Six will probably be emotional. Legend Born sounds like it's gonna be action packed. And then Trust of the Emerald Sea, I believe, is kind of like light as well. And then the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. I try to have a good mix of everything. I'm just realizing I don't have a thriller, but that's okay. We don't have to do a thriller. I hope you can hear my cat. I don't know why he's acting like that right now. Okay, and then so that was my 8 like priority March TBR, and I did select 4 more because I have been killing it in January and February. I believe I read like 12 books in January. February, I think I'm like on my 14th book, which is insane. Okay, like like I have been reading a ton. I just had a lot of like free time on my hands. It's like a little bit of a slow season for me at work, so I have more time to read. But yeah, so I have four additional books to the 8 March TBR that are on my radar. This book I just got yesterday again to treat myself for my mom's birthday. This is Immortal by Sue Lynn Tan. And look how just beautiful this cover is. That's what attracted to me when I saw it at Barnes. Um, this beautiful cover, and then it has these really pretty pink sprayed edges. I feel like everything has sprayed edges these days. And then this is what it looks like on the inside. I don't know. Like I didn't hear anything about this, but I read the little like blurbs on the back by Stephanie Garber, Ava Reed, and Jennifer Saint. What the Gods Did Not Give Us, I Would Take. I believe it's like a Chinese mythology, I believe. Looking forward to this. This is a fantasy, obviously. And also on the radar, Redeeming Six by Chloe Walsh. You already know I have Saving Six. This is super chunky though, so I'm definitely intimidated by it. We'll see if I get to it. I don't know. I don't want to overwhelm myself. I feel like the 8 books that I have, some of them do take me like The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna is probably going to take a week in itself. Legend Born is pretty thick, and it does take me a little bit longer to get through fantasies. I don't know. I have a few fantasies on there, so I don't want to like overwhelm myself. But I'm gonna try to get to Redeeming Six so that I can read them back to back, kind of like Saving Six and Redeeming Six, since it's about Joey's story. I mentioned in one of my previous videos that like with series, I don't want to take so much time in between the books because I forget so quickly everything, like all the details I forget, and then I jump back into another book and I'm like, what's going on? Like I don't know. Like I feel like I need to refresh myself every single time. So I'm gonna try my best to get to this book. We'll see. Don't hold your breath. Like I don't know. This is heavy on the maybe, but if I don't get to it in March, I will definitely be adding it to my April TBR. Okay, next I have Emily Wilde Encyclopedia of Fairies. This is another book that I picked up yesterday from Barnes. I just saw it on the table and had to have it. Like, look at the edges. Oh, there's a receipt. It's just so beautiful. This is the Barnes exclusive edition. I did also pick up book 2 in the exclusive edition. I really haven't heard much about this. I believe, yes, it says a stirring exploration of mythology and storytelling with a dark and twisted heart. For some reason, I feel like the mom might have died in this one too. I'm not really sure, to be completely honest. It says, wow, okay, I don't even know if I can read that word. A curmudgeonly professor journeys to a small town in the far north to study fairy folklore and discovers dark fae magic, friendship, and love in the start of a heartwarming and enchanting new fantasy series. Okay, I mean, we'll see. It's just so pretty. It's purple, my mom's favorite color. And I saw it and I'm like, you know what? She would want me to have this, okay? Last but not least, I don't have the physical copy yet. It'll actually be delivered today. I saw it in Barnes yesterday, and then I looked at the reviews on Amazon, and it was like $10 cheaper on Amazon. I'm like, you know what? $10 is $10, okay? So I ordered it on Amazon. It'll be delivered today. It is called Under the Oak Tree. I actually didn't write down the author, so I apologize for that. It's embarrassing, but I will post a picture of it here. Under the Oak Tree is another fantasy. I am stacked with fantasies in March. In February, I feel like I didn't really read much fantasy. Yeah, I think I only read one fantasy in February. So I guess that might be why I've stacked my TBR so heavy with fantasies this month. But I'm not complaining, okay? I want to get through some of like darker books, some of the deeper books in March, since spring is right around the corner and I feel like I won't be reading those kind of books in spring and summer. So this is like my last month to kind of get to those, like the Boys of Talman, the Kristen Hanna, Gathic Kana, So yeah, that is my March TBR. We'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.